amazing breakthrough in health. My name's Alissa. Stevie and I run this every Saturday together with Dan. We love having guests pop on and people that are also building their own technology business. I'm a health practitioner and I specialize in pediatrics. So I own and operate numerous pediatric clinics for children with disabilities 0 to 15. And the way that I got linked into Redox was obviously through Dan, who kept telling me that I needed to look at it. And as a health practitioner, I was a little bit skeptical. 4 years of behind this technology and I was blown away. I could not believe that this actually exists, and we now have in our hands an opportunity to change our life, to change our health, which is, as a health practitioner, that's why I'm here. That's what I do, And to be able to have this tool in my belt so I can confidently say to my family, my friends, and even some of my clients, and to say, I know that this is going to help your body to heal itself, is just such exciting. It's such a piece for me to know that I'm doing everything I can to help my clients and my family to heal at a cellular level. So today we're going to learn a little bit about what it is and how it works by the amazing Stevie Aquilina. Thanks, Stevie, again for your amazing work. Stevie is a passionate leader, growing a global and international business, spreading the word of this technology to help save so many lives. We appreciate, Stevie, your dedication and particularly the way that you can communicate what this technology is to all of us. So thank you for your time, and can't wait to hear your story, your presentation.
Well, thank you very much for having me here, and appreciate your time and working alongside with you, not just because of your medical professional expertise, although that does come in extremely handy, but also for your entrepreneurial prowess as well. But I know that in everything you do, there's a very big purpose behind it, and that's in line with the CM mission of bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world. And when your heart beats that, that's something I want to get around, and that's why you're helping thousands of people out there who are getting around you too. So I really appreciate working with you.
Pleasure. Love working with you too.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for being here, folks. I appreciate your time. It is incredibly valuable. It's one of the biggest, most important riches you have, because if you paid money here to watch this and you didn't like what I had to say, I would just give you your money back, but I can't give you your time back. So I really am grateful that you've chosen to spend a bit of it here. And it's been over 5.5 years ago now since the first time this information was shared with me, and it's been high priority for me to bring it to everybody's attention, because the level of importance of this information is incredibly high, because the impact that it is having in people's lives is significantly deep. And so I do feel a sincere sense of responsibility to try to give as many people as I humanly possibly can give access to it. And it's important. It was important for me not to just get this to my loved ones, but allow other people to do the same as well. Well, let me just jump straight in and explain to you what it is that we're sharing with you this morning or today or this evening, wherever you are joining us in the world. What we'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. The discoveries of DNA and penicillin were huge medical discoveries. But medical science experts are saying that this breakthrough is not just the next big one, but that it goes even deeper than anything we've ever seen before. And so we'll go over an exciting and entirely new frontier in science that for 2 decades, science had actually declared was impossible. And so this is a breakthrough with enormous potential, validated by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory studies. It's a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals, any health challenges that you can think of Just remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. I don't think they wanted you to know about it. More about that a little later. So before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not. So this is not a drug. This is not a vitamin, not a mineral, and not an antioxidant formula. And we're not going to be talking about secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots, and magical 5,000-year-old tree, CBD oils, lotions, potions, gadgets, widgets, or any of that other stuff. We'll be talking about something that is an entirely new frontier in science, a truly groundbreaking, a truly category creating, a true healthcare breakthrough. So ASEA Redox cell signaling technology contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, they're not just a mouthful, but they're actually the exact same molecules, cellular messages that are made natively within your body. And they affect cell signaling. They are the cell-to-cell communicators, and even affecting your genetic expressions in a positive way. So I'll give you just one example. Redox signaling molecules allow your cells to detect healthy cells and then tell those cells how to protect themselves. At the same time, they're detecting unhealthy cells and they're telling those cells how to repair themselves back to good health. However, if the unhealthy cell is too damaged, too far gone to be repaired, then the redox molecules are telling that cell to die. It's something called apoptosis, which is just a fancy scientific word for cell suicide. And then the redox molecules will tell a healthy cell how to copy itself and replace that lost cell. And so redox signaling molecules go even deeper than that, or maybe the next level from that. They're activating your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. So you might want to take specific note of that point in this era. And redox signaling molecules are really foundational at keeping cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this important? Because we are all, every single part of us, made entirely of cells. So what your cells do is very important because we're literally living and dying at the cellular level. Basically, healthy cells means healthy life, right? Now, your redox biochemistry is foundational to all cellular health and healing. And so, of course, again, that really means all health and healing of your body, since that's all we're made up of. So it's an essential function of normal physiology. In fact, a wide range of biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling in and among your cells. In other words, if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making these redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than a few more seconds. In fact, without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. Now, when we're born, we produce an abundance of redox signaling molecules. However, with age, stress, diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental insults and assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make these redox molecules declines daily. As such, our cells break down even more, and therefore so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously, very seriously. And so they don't do any scientific studies themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to giving their products over to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA's redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying the ASEA redox products as safe and effective in every body. So ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which really translates to health at its most foundational level, as ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect the genes that improve immune system health. Maybe you want to underline that one mentally. help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key, absolutely key, in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 most important mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, more studies have proven that Alissa Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Now, that means that your body is 8 times more able to not just produce, but make the antioxidants within itself more effective. We're not talking about taking an antioxidant supplement. We're talking about your body's able to produce these antioxidants and make them effective. Now, in other studies, Alissa is proven to lower oxidative stress. Head professors of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of Alissa on what they coined as disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, this is very significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And that's become even more prevalent of being important because 95% of all adult conditions are degenerative. Now, in more studies, Alissa has proven to be 100% safe. This has 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox sealing molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It just can't make as much of them like it did when it was younger. So if you have health challenges, or if you have loved ones who have health challenges that you want to care for, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young again, if you have the sense of protecting your health, maybe in today's age more than any other time that you've been involved in, maybe that's more relevant now. You don't want to become old. You don't want to become unwell in today's environment. If you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors, they're seeing just remarkable results. And so on that note, let's hear right now what some medical doctors have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with Alissa simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
And so now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what it looks like from the outside in, because it can be difficult, obviously, to see what's going on the inside. And look, being able to see what's going on the outside is made very possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. Renew 28, Revitalizing Redox Gel, and Renew Advanced Intensive Redox Serum. Now, these Redox products are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser, and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But picture speaks 1,000 words, so let some of these pictures speak to you. What you're going to see here is more than anti-aging effects. In many regards, you're going to see age-reversing effects. So lines disappearing and wrinkles being ironed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated. And even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions is being brought back to the proper surfaces of the skin. This is Rosie, and believe it or not, Rosie did not believe that the products were working. Not out of disbelief in amazement, out of she really didn't think they were doing anything at all. And so moral number one of this story is when you get back to your friend excited to start ASEA and you want to see how the products go, take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. And that's exactly what Rosie didn't do. These pictures actually came from Rosie's doctor, who had the foresight to take record of what was going on. So that's the first moral of this story. The second moral of the story would be that some people notice results right away. Have a look at those first two pictures after just 7 weeks, that dramatic difference. Whereas other people need to use more patience and more product, and then they will see their results later on. What we know scientifically from scientific studies done on ASEA's products is that they go to work and are working almost instantaneously from the moment that you take it. Redox molecules will work on every single person every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not only hurt you, but it would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. And what does, though, differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This is a doctor who decided to do a scientific study on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? I'll give you some clues along the way. You can see the lines running down either corner of the mouth, lines running down either side of the nose, maybe more wrinkles and maybe even bagginess more prevalent on one side of the face to the other. Here's the biggest clue of all, though. Have a look how the glasses are slanting to one side of the face, maybe suggesting more droopiness on that side. And so thank you, Dr. Marty Moran, for walking around like a weirdo. That's this doctor's name. He walked around like a weirdo for you and me. so that he could prove to us all how effective the product was where you put it versus where you don't. I don't think Mrs. Moran was very pleased about this. So thank you for letting him do it for 28 days. He walked around like that. Now, it's not only for your face, as you can see here, hands, arms, bellies, and even bums. Now, this is photos that were done in a very large international laboratory. They wanted to investigate reports coming in all over the world that people who were using Renew 28 was having cellulite disappear. And so they did a 12-week study, and this laboratory found that, in fact, the appearance of cellulite had actually reduced in just 12 weeks. So they took ultrasounds to find out what was going on, and they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved. Now, it is a historical truth that with great breakthroughs come great opportunities. And what is being shared with you by the person that's invited you here is the greatest health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, just to give you a sense of how important this is, Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for their first discovery of redox healing molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you'd actually see more like 33,000 results or more now. I think that's what it was when I checked it just yesterday. This is a very difficult slide for me to keep up with. As you can see, it's already out of date because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And there are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been written on redox signaling molecules. So according to medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Let me give you just some examples of that. There are now multiple universities who've opened up, they've been given tens of millions of dollars in grants, by the way, to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor from Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. So the race is on with the medical and pharmaceutical industries. They're trying to understand the complex paths and functions of redox signaling. They're trying to earn recognition for discoveries, and they're trying to create drugs for specific health conditions. They, however, face a long and slow process, while what you're seeing, ASEA, is already light years ahead. And for two simple reasons. Number one, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. It's without copycats. That means that we're without competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And no products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them can. Nothing can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body like this redox supplement. So ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And redox works through all of them. Redox works in every body. Nothing in the body works. In fact, nothing works at all without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people, and we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. So you receive a residual income, not only from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing repetitive purchase made by every single person that you refer to ASEA. You also receive a residual income from the ongoing purchases made by every single person they and others also refer. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, people naturally tell people things, who naturally tell other people, who then tell even more people. It's called word of mouth marketing, and word of mouth marketing is the most ancient and still today most powerful forms of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries. We're opening up new markets almost every single year. And based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for an extra or a part-time or a full-time or a big time, or I just want more time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for loved ones, or for people today more than ever that are looking for a supplementary, or perhaps we hope not, we hope this is not you, but worse yet in today's environment, a complete replacement of their income. But look, for people that are smart enough to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, for business-minded people, this is an opportunity to be paid a significant income, residual income, from the growth of this significant global expansion. Really, though, there's nothing better than making a living than from bettering people's lives. That's exactly what you get to do and be a part of with ASEA. You get to join forces with others who are also being a force for good in the world. Who you become and what you do really is the biggest reward, over and above any riches it will make you. However, not only can you make great money, you can also be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world, and have a really great time meeting great friends, you know, having great experiences, creating great memories like my wife Sarah and I, you see in these pictures, and we've been able to do that with Alissa in some great locations, sees in some of these pictures. And you get to create a great lifestyle. So why aren't you hearing about this from your doctor? And you know what, maybe you are, because there's hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox to their patients and seeing just unprecedented results. But big pharmaceutical companies, after seeing tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, proving it was the real deal, these pharmaceutical companies did offer to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights and ownership of the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down. They wanted everyone taken off Redox, and they never wanted it made by ASEA again. Thankfully, founders of ASEA, Vertus Norden and son Tyler Norden, had the foresight to be concerned about such a ultimatum. And so they said no to the payout and yes to the people. Because after Vertus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling quite hopeless, to then now experiencing life-changing power from redox healing molecules. Well, Vertus and Tyler, quite frankly, were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. Make sure that every single person not only found out about this, but could have access to it. And so what had started really as a big business play had now become an important and purposeful mission. ASEA founders Vertus and Tyler, they turned down that huge sum of money from the big pharma companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you and everyone without a prescription. And so demonstrated in this very first and important decision, And in every other decision since, ASEA always puts people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and their corporate team, they come from Fortune 500 backgrounds and even greater. And so they are exceptionally experienced in business. They're exceptionally experienced in running big and profitable global businesses. However, at the end of the day, it's people that matter most. And so they pride themselves on never doing anything at the cost of people, only at bringing value and benefit to people. So you're in really good hands. They honestly care. So we want to invite you to get back with the person who shared this with you. Don't worry about what the time is in their part of the world. They'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen here. Let them know what stood out to you the most, what you've perhaps liked the best about it. If you have any questions, ask them, because they can simply point you to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most important of all, and this is what gives the word breakthrough an exclamation mark, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. We just want to help you. And so at the very least, we hope you'll become a part of this redox reality and live better, healthier, younger, stronger, longer. And maybe that's all you're in it for, and that's fine. But I have to say, one of ASEA's guiding principles is to become more, because it's really what you become that determines what you can overcome, that ultimately determines your income in life. So if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you'll pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better. If you decide to become a part of being a force for good in the world with ASEA, as a byproduct of that, your life will be filled with more good. So thank you very much for tuning in and spending this time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well, safe and secure. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And thank you so much again.
Thanks, Stevie. I love your presentations. Thanks so much for explaining to us this health technology. And it can be quite complicated if you go down the rabbit hole of redox study. It can get quite complicated. So I think the way that you have presented it to us, Stevie, when we are not bioatomic medical physicists ourselves, it's nice to be able to understand that this is something our body makes inside our cells to help our body heal itself. And what an amazing breakthrough that we have the opportunity now to give our body back more of what we are not making to help our body heal. Every time I listen to the story, and I hear it probably 3 or 4 times a day, it just sends shivers down my spine that we have this in our hands and we are able to help other people with it. So thank you, Stevie, for the amazing, simple explanation. I hope that all of you learned something today and are inspired, if not for your own health, for someone that you may love or care for that may be struggling with their health, or maybe you are so excited like we are to be able to share this to others. So we'd love to open up for some questions. I'm sure if you're anything like me, I had questions for 4 years, so we won't spend 4 years, but let's spend about 10-15 minutes. Anyone who has any questions, please feel free to take yourself off mute and fire away.